risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. It should be fun. Good morning. You are watching Live Day Trading with me, Speculator Seth, and it is Friday non-farms. It seems like every Friday is a highly anticipated non-farms, but this Friday is a highly anticipated non-farms. Oh, Winston, you haven't seen the intro before? Well, I'm quite proud of it. I made the music myself, so thank you very, very much. Well, let's go to the charts here really quick. Do I even have? And there it is. Okay. So here's our volume profile chart. And as you can see, the E-mini trending a little bit higher overnight. And ZN trending a little bit higher over... Wait, what? They're both trading a little bit higher. What is this? Well, I don't know. But here's the thing is that this 129.08 is essentially where we started the week out, way back here. And they are fighting over it. And the big guys, the big time frame is highly conflicted about which way we're going to go. So this non-farms payroll has a high probability of chaos, shall I say. High probability of chaos. Be careful out there, guys. This is going to be something that could like really run one way and then just flip back on you. If I can show here, oh man. So I'm not very good with the drawing tools here, but I think if I come over here and hit F4, you can kind of see this expanding pattern that we're getting here. Oops, on the weekly. Okay, so be careful. Be very, very careful. Am I in the right? Yeah, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, am I in the middle? Let's see here. No, I can see all of you guys' things. Oh, did I not get the date right? Is it the 6th? It's the 6th. I didn't get the date right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. FX Street reports U.S. data came in slightly better than expected, but the dollar remained unattractive as the market is getting ready for a discouraging non-farms payroll report. Yeah, so I believe that, well, let's come over here to the numbers. Let's start this. So then we come down in here. Okay, so we're getting unemployment, average hourly earnings, non-farm, and unemployment rate. They're looking for a reading of actually 186K. And I believe that that is because of the GM strike ending, right? Yeah. November job show a pickup in pace from October, but mostly because of the GM effect. So there was that whole thing over at GM, and now that's over. But they're, 186, which is quite a bit. 186 would be one of the higher job reports that we've had. Okay, but remember that we've had these two reports that are like, ugh. This one was like 40, and then this one was 67. That one that one feels like it was just yesterday, and I was like, why are they not going down? That was such a bad jobs report, and they just kind of ignored it. Anyways, so we got that sort of thing going on. So when I'm looking at all my charts, hold on, man. I got so much stuff over here. It's not organized at all. Yes, okay. So there is definitely some around, let's say, 10 to 9. So this area, probably below 8. We could see something like this. Jobs report comes out. It's good. Bidoosh. And then how far could it go? It could come all the way, frankly, to like 04, maybe even. Yeah, sure. Actually, maybe even down to here. So maybe down to here, and then it could ramp all the way back. Conversely, it could be bad, and it could come right like way up here and go past 20 on the upside, right here. So, and again, it could wrap back on you as well. So I'm gonna be like extra cautious here. Where's my text to speech? Make sure that that's up. Okay. Let's see here. A couple of more comments. Non-farms we were looking for. Okay, we got that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was a little bit late. I don't know why. It just took me long to eat for today, and I don't know. I feel weird, and like my eyebrow is like feels like it's burnt or something. I don't know what's with that. I don't know what's with that, but hey, you can actually kind of see it. You can kind of see it a little bit. That it's red. I am trying to remember if I've seen the chat remain each time Seth begins the live stream. Yeah, so I think what happens is that it schedules it, and when 6:15 starts, you can come in and you can start talking, even though I haven't actually like started streaming the data. So cool, right? OPEC news expected to come out in the next hour. Do treasuries react to that, or do they just ignore oil news? Well, Harlequin, treasuries definitely do react slightly to your eyebrows look swollen. I don't know what happened. They feel like I put like salt on them or something, you know, like they're sunburnt or something. I don't know if I just didn't wash off in the shower very well, or I don't know what the deal is. It's weird. It feels weird. We don't toast them. Oh, let me turn this on. I saw a video somewhere saying
Uzi
Pop-Tarts are
Knesset
the
says
number
also
one
generators, lol.
food in generators in hurricanes. It would take a much sharper downturn in employment growth to raise recession fears. Yeah. Okay, so, and that's another thing that I guess we need to cover.
Michael XC says, really? Do all the people in those areas have generators? Winstanza Mom says, new soap? New lotion? Michael XC, the grape Pop-Tart is a rare find and the favorite in our household.
I usually don't eat Pop-Tarts, man.
Michael
And
XC
they're
says,
already
didn't think
pulled.
of that. I figured only the most prepared would.
They're already pulled. That's interesting.
Uzi Knesset says, as a Florida man, having a generator is wise. Michael XC says, okay, time to focus on NFP.
Yeah. How come I'm not getting the...
Harlequin says, go toss a coin, heads all in long and tails all in short right before the news.
Nah, I mean, I'm tempted to go in here and put an order. Well, they are kind of buying it. They are kind of elevated, which is kind of weird. But no, I'm going to keep it.
Michael XC says, if only it were that simple.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it a little bit light, but I'm tempted to come in here and just put like a full stop right there, like at 08.
Winstanza Mom says Bill Maher was joking about P&G and the California fires. He said, great, cut the electricity and everyone lights candles and tries to fire up generators, good plan.
They're still having trouble over there. This jigsaw dashboard is cool, but it doesn't... There we go.
Harlequin says it's simple. You either get a huge win or get margin called in a matter of seconds. There is nothing simpler than that.
Now remember that average hourly earnings number is important, right?
Michael XC says I heard they were a bit inept.
1 minute. We're looking for spot 3. If it is less than spot 3, then the treasuries could really jump. That's another thing. I mean, that's always something that we're looking at, but yeah. Okay, where's my Twitter? Make sure I get that. I'll pull this one over here so that way I've got like 3 ways to try and figure out what the number is when it happens. But I'm not going to trade until the liquidity comes back. Bum, 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 bum.
Michael XC says Bill Maher is really two-dimensional. Elizabeth Warren good, Trump bad. Winstanzamom says happy trading gentlemen of the day trading futures. I wish you all profits and no FOMO today.
Okay. Oh, see exactly what I'm talking about? Oh, you could have been short. Oh my. But they jumped up first. Okay, give me the numbers. Okay, the number was much higher than expected, 266K versus 181K. Give me the hourly earnings, please. And Donald Trump was tweeting about the economy, so okay, so it was spot 2. Hence why Treasury's up a little bit first. Curious.
Harlequin says rip gold lol, oh boy.
The gold get pummeled there.
Uzi Knesset says nice explosion there lol.
Okay. So sure enough, below 08, you could have hit into it, but that happened way too fast. I'm wondering how. Oh man, really? You see that? Nobody even came up and hit into it until 04. But look, all of the people at 5, 7.5.
28 target.
See all the people at 7.5.
Didn't care about 129,000.
I'm wondering if you could have gotten filled there at 7.5 if you had put in a stop order like I had.
Harlequin says something I don't. There is always some buying selling right before the news. Are those guys not afraid that they will get fucked? Why do they position themselves? Not everyone can be right.
I don't know. I'd have to watch it again on replay to see exactly the context, like exactly how they're doing it to try and guess. Man, they're just gonna push. That E-mini is just going and going and going and going and going. Okay, so now that on the treasuries we are in like, okay, so here in December 2nd we were at 24, so I can actually take it here potentially. Yeah.
Uzi Knesset says in ZB,
really
most of the big
back,
trades leading up to the release were sell side. Michael XC says okay, I chickened out. Michael XC says no more trading today.
You chickened out?
Lucas says they pushed higher first. Imagine placing a long trade above high expecting to go higher.
How come I don't see?
Michael XC says got $1,140.
I think that we can that we can see some
Lucas
extension
says on
here.
how many lots?
It's too late already.
Michael XC says I hope I remembered not to be on sim again. Michael XZ says 1. Harlequin says I mean in gold. Seconds before the news there were some buyers at 84 and few seconds later you are at 74. Who does this and why? I really want to understand that.
Yeah. Well, there could be some people that like that's what I was saying. I need to watch it because it could be robots catching the number way faster than anybody else.
Michael XZ says shit.
You know, how far in advance of it are you talking? And that sort of a
Michael
thing.
XZ says yeah. Michael XZ says sorry. Michael
Well,
XC says I think I'm looking at the wrong stats. Michael XC says brain wasn't working.
look at all of that volume. So, like I
Air
said,
Cages
we
says
could move
hello.
below this. We could move below this. Hey, Air Cages, you're in early today.
Michael XC says $433.
I'm going to wait for a little bit better of a...
Harlequin says so now new all-time high in the S? Face with tears of joy feels bad to be a swing short.
Probably could. Okay, so here is where I'm thinking.
Air Cages says look at that freaky drop. Live Action says this 133 tick helps getting in late.
They might expand this. I'm just going to wait.
Michael XC says after I finish trading when it is volatile I panic a bit to make sure that I set up the platform to prevent accidentally entering the market again.
Yeah. Oh, they're still not pushing above this 23.5. I'm surprised that there's as much. Let's see, they're going to expand the range here. They look intent on doing it.
Lucas says disable hotkeys if any. Air Cages says and I thought S at 2000 was high. RZH says take care of your health doesn't worth it.
Okay. Now I get it. Okay, cool.
Air Cages says is this a bubble? Should I buy stocks? Are we going to 10,000? Michael XC says yeah I got plenty of hotkeys. Lucas
Sorry,
says what is
my
Seth
chart.
looking at?
I was looking at my chart. So I'm just
IQ
looking
says
for...
take 1 to 3 ZB ticks on updraft ZB.
I'm looking for places where there was agreement in price before and looking to see those areas cleared. So they did that here, right? Technically, there could be more downside below 29, but they appear to come up. I think that I need to change my data series to go back further. I need to go back like 90
Lucas says
days.
yes.
Okay. Now we can come back and we can kind of see some of these other spots.
Harlequin says the most important question is, did Garlicoin react to the news and is it going for a new all-time high?
I don't think it did. No, Bitcoin's just kind of... There was some crazy movement in
Air Cages says buy
Bitcoin.
a mini Seth, you know you want to.
Buy the E-mini. Well, the interesting thing about the E-mini is that it's didn't move that far.
Lucas says this distribution it is so far down.
Yeah, well, so look, they come back.
Winstanzamom says there is an active shooting in Pensacola at the airbase. The Blue Angels fly out of there.
Pensacola. They're going to come all the way back to 28.5. 28.
IQ says ZB swing equals 48T will PB by a few ticks.
Fine. Be that way.
Michael XC says is the Blue Angels a stunt thing?
They're like a stunt flying group in the United States. Like when you go to a air show, and they do all
Air
the aerial
Cages
stunts.
says this is going to be great trading day. If you seize the opportunity.
I'm still...
Michael XC says stunt flying.
I mean, I'm looking at other things over here, but I'm still
Lucas
feeling
says there's
like...
a vacuum in UB of like 7 ticks above.
I feel it feels really intense.
Lucas says we could fill that. Uzi Knesset says if you can weather the swings.
Right. I mean, it's hard to pick a spot. We actually saw a spot, pretty good one there, but it just didn't was not the best one for us, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, first Squawk is reporting the shooting.
Gary Rich says good morning trade bots.
Hey, Gary.
Lucas says at UZI Knesset I only have an umbrella.
Interesting that there's not that many tweets about the number.
Air Cages says they say traders thrive in volatility.
Yeah. And I gotta get a good signal. This is actually maybe a good signal.
Lucas says bad ones, good ones? Uzi Knesset says not retail traders lol. Okay. Gary Rich says volatility good. Michael XC says lucky ones.
Lucky ones. So where can the E-mini go to? Oh, well, there's 3145. Yes. 3145 area.
Air Cages says these are the days you make money. Don't trade chop days.
These are the days I often lose money.
Michael XC says I think I would be a worse trader with hotkeys.
Yeah? Wait, are you using Jigsaw? I forget. I think you're Sierra charts. That sucks that I couldn't get the short.
Winstanza Mom says CNN is reporting 266K jobs.
Yes.
Lucas says this right here is chop.
Oh, by the way, I don't need this right here. I don't want.
Winstanza Mom says unemployment at all-time low. Live Action says I added at 32 on S fractal balance off 133 tick chart. RZH says I trust no hotkeys.
You trust no hotkeys?
Gary Rich says I focus on those giant POS poorly constructed shit volatility ETFs to scalp the dump money from.
Well, there's some volume at 24.5 that maybe we could sell.
Harlequin says just out of curiosity, do you remember a time where the market didn't move much after the news because one guy just stopped it? I remember once in CL after the inventories there was a 2K absorption. Uzi Knesset says I have one hotkey. The 0 key on the number pad. It's my bail the fuck out button lol.
I have definitely seen.
Winstanza Mom says correction, unemployment at 50-year low. Michael XC says it depends what has focus currently in the window, might be related to the notes column having focus, I don't know. Harlequin says just 15 ticks below the news and it just hold there and reversed, should have been normally a 30 to 40 ticks down move. Michael XC says executing on Sierra now, I don't trust Jigsaw execution, I mentioned before how hotkeys don't work sometimes even though the window is focused.
Right. I'm gonna move this a little bit, just that's where I'm supposed to do it. Okay, so he was on Sierra, that's right. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I have definitely seen situations where there was news and right after the news there was big absorption and then it turned around and went the other way. So it can definitely happen. In fact, what was it? Yesterday? Was it yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before that. Wednesday, we kind of saw a little bit of that, didn't we? The thing is you just get these situations where everybody gets in the market at the same time. Like they all read the news and they say, oh, it's good. Let's just buy it. It should run. And then somebody comes in and absorbs it. And then there's this huge liquidity vacuum below them. And they all just like puke out. I mean, that totally happens, right? So, yeah. And then
Air Cages says, Seth, do you think you would have made a good pit trader?
I don't know, because I don't know anything about what makes you a good pit trader or not. I can say I'm not very big, and I'm told that helped. So maybe not. I don't know. I sure do like reading about pit trading.
Gary Rich says, did you see the GBP USD break 130? It's a tell.
Hmm.
RZH says, I'm watching 8 Dom.
I'm gonna turn you guys back on here. There was a lot of chatter there, guys. I think because I missed the one in the
Winstanzamom says, 28 watching now. Will everyone please hit like? Speculator
thank you.
Seth tracks his channel numbers. Live Action says the best traders followed the money.
Well, because I missed this one
Michael
over
XC
here.
says, just don't make that the title, I'm not very big.
I'm not very big. I like the funny thing is that when you look at like my height and my weight and everything, I'm quite average. So I'm 5'9", which is average male height in the United States, and I'm like 170 pounds, which is average male weight. But the thing is like 170
Live
pounds
Action says, lol.
for a normal guy is actually quite portly. And I'm only that
RZH
weight
says,
from
CL
muscle.
TIS ing GCBP J7M6EZ19.
It was actually very, very difficult for me to get up to the weight that I'm at. And because I have long, slender limbs and
Air
my wrist
Cages
is
says,
very
I used to
small.
daydream about pit trading orange juice futures in the 80s. It looks so easy. Everyone was rich. No computers to screw with your trades.
Orange juice trading. Nah, I mean, there was problems though, because maybe you didn't get filled, you know? I don't know what's wrong with my eyebrows. It's like sweating, and I should go up and wash it again. I don't know. Kind of burns and stings. Fine. He wants me to update my freaking how do you do it?
Winstanzamom says you can really play with the F in Farms and Friday and futures for today's title. Is it only the one eyebrow or both?
It's just this right one, which is funny because it's usually this one. But it's like overactive right now. It's sweating and it's putting salt on my eyebrow, and I think that what happened was I was sweating in the night. I think I was sweating in the night, and sometimes when I sweat, you know how like your sweat, if it's sits on your skin for too long, it can kind of burn you. I think that's what happened. Our light might turn off, and you can remember what it was like before we got a key light. What the webcam looked like. Okay, so we've got a range developing here between 22.5 and
Live Action says a little volume here and target close 40 or 42
27
thinking
half?
of closing.
There we go. See?
Michael XC
So
says Air
right
Cages
here,
probably
maybe?
watched Trading Places, grinning face.
Ooh, yeah. I want to watch that movie, but I can't find it. I need to do it through the Netflix mail service thing.
Gary Rich says not sure what sweating was like. I have Prince Andrew medical issue. Winstanzamom says speculator Seth, could you have hives? Or a single hive? Lol.
Nah, I don't think so. Okay, so 28 here was where it was before, and then 22 half is what it is on the downside. So if they touch 22, then I might do that sort of a thing. But I'm just going to keep a really close eye on it. My e-mini trade, I should be able to just let run. There you go.
IQ says ZB found temporary sup at 11. Harlequin says at least you don't have the other Prince Andrew medical issue. I think it is called pedophilia.
Oh man, that story.
Gary
I don't
Rich
even
says
want
let's
to get
keep
into
making
that, man.
medical suggestions so Seth has to spend hours on WebMD self-diagnosing.
Right. You know, so if you guys want to spend some time on WebMD for me, this eye is the
Winston's mom
eyelid.
says speculator Seth pull on your left ear and rub your temples. See if you have a sinus buildup in your sinus cavity above the eyes.
No. This eye is a little droopy. You see, this one it goes down more than this one. It's like a millimeter more down than this one. And apparently, it's like it can be genetic, but like it really bothers me. I look at it when I'm like we're looking here, like that bothers me. Now that I've told you guys all, you're gonna notice it. But to me, it's like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with you, Seth? You look so like you're falling asleep. It's not as bad when I'm looking here like this, but when I'm looking here, and my wife was like, when she was watching it, she's like, you should move the camera to the other side so that you. But then you would see out that window, and I don't want you guys to see my family getting ready for
Gary
school.
Rich says, oh no, it's a small sign of Bell palsy.
Oh, Bell
Eric
palsy.
Cages says just checked WebMD. It says you might have eye cancer.
There you.
Winstan's mom says I am serious. I think you have sinus issues. My eyes did that and I went to Googling. You may be super sensitive to some allergens in the house.
I think that I have some sort of an allergy. My eyes tend to water. Like you notice that I'll often dab my eyes. Now, and my eyes are a little. You would really have to. My eyes are a little bloodshot. If I really make them big. And I think part of that is hereditary.
Gary Rich says Seth has white privilege medical issues. Lol.
There you go. It's some of it is genetic. Like I know that my dad has pretty bloodshot eyes, but they're like always kind of red.
Says if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And my eyes tend to water. Especially since I started taking.
Says if your deviated septum is causing blockages, then you will have little pockets of buildup and drainage is impossible. That's why I talk about rubbing to relieve the pressure.
Not but today I'm pretty sure that I'm really well cleared out, but I definitely need
Winston's
to
mom
take
says
care
oof,
of
that comment may not have been written well.
No, I get what you're saying. I don't think that I have anything up there today, but this feels like I'm like look, I can if I go like that, I get water off of it. Like my sweat gland there is overactive today for some reason. And then what happens is it's salty, and then you scratch it. You do that, and then it.
Eric Cages says speculator syndrome. Winstan's mom says if you rub the corner of your eyes and a film appears, then your sinus has just drained. I discovered this after applying makeup.
Really?
Just putting on eyeliner made my eyes water.
That's gross. That sounds gross. That's like that. Moving your eye made your sinus drain. Ew. That's kind of gross. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and click that like button. We got a lot of people watching today. We got a good runner. We should hit that like button. So there you go. There was a little bit of pushing there at 31:38.
Air Cages says makeup, a girl?
Or a girl.
RZH says Air Cages lol.
Can actually do it to there. Cool. Okay, look at that at 24.
Winstanza mom says take 3 fingers and apply them to your eye socket, push up and then push sidewise. Yes, air cages, or so I have been told. RZH says speculator syndrome.
That was weird. That was 24.5, right? Just note that they're fighting him now.
Air Cages says are you Winston's mom? Also, who is Winston?
That's a good question. I'm not going to give them any more than this, but I saw her, because we have some Facebook groups and stuff like that. So I saw her on the Facebook group, and I was like, oh, that's who it is. Why does she use the name that she does? But if you haven't joined, I mean, there's a number of people now, so I don't think that anybody could. But if you haven't joined the Facebook groups, I think I have them linked. Do I still have them linked in the video description? I do. I have 2 Facebook groups. If you haven't joined them, go in there and then, post some stuff. I think I have, what kind of a meme should we post today? What memes do we got? Most of my memes are bearish.
Winstanza mom says Air Cage's Winston Ferret was a big goofy puppy of a ferret.
Oh, yes.
I am both the mother of ferrets and of skin kids. And I spend the morning with the gentlemen of day trading who are interesting.
Yeah, all of my memes are bearish, and I need a
RZH
bullish.
says we don't have Facebook here, it's blocked.
Oh yeah, that's right. What social networks do you have? Like, you can use Twitter, can't you? Twitter, LinkedIn, any of those?
RZH says WhatsApp, Instagram, Discord. Air Cages says story checks out. Greg Orlovsky says at Gary Rich GM Gary, yesterday I tried to find you in the Discord. Here's my username Greg 500 number 7942. Uzi Knesset says WeChat and QQ. RZH says Twitter all blocked. Michael XC says they have Weibo.
Oh. I'm trying to build up our social media presence, and it's really hard. Like, I felt like I had some good stuff to put on Twitter, and I did get a little bit of interaction with them, but not much. Like, each one maybe got one person to interact with it.
Michael XC says Weibo is Twitter for China. Winstanza mom says Air Cages I am learning to day trade and will build an account sometime around the spring, observing channels for my ferret friends on the Holistic Ferret Forum and talking with famous people. Michael XC says I think. Harlequin says is the micro trade live? If so, why only 1 lot? Shouldn't be 3 to 4 lots the same risk as your ZN trade? I mean, you are either over-leveraging in ZN or under-leveraging in the micro if you use same size.
Oh, I am absolutely over-leveraging in ZN. No question about that. You know what?
RCH says Twitter asterisk. Air Cages says I am pretty famous, I guess.
I'm a little under-leveraged in ES, though. I could take this with 2. But I said to myself, I want to get a couple more good trades to prove to myself that I overcome the issues that I had in ES and that I had something that worked. So, if this one, if I'm able to get this one to work, and of course it could come back, let's not discount that.
Michael XC says or maybe Seth is more confident in his ZN skills.
Yeah, but then I probably could take 2. taking two kind of makes me nervous. I'm not really good at managing multiple contracts, but yeah, I think I could probably take two over here. And then, yeah, I am a lot more confident in my ZN. I mean, usually in ZN, when I catch one that's right, that's good, it never ticks
Winstanzamom
against
says,
me.
lol, one of my interests is Jungian typology. I hang out with some people in the community here on YouTube. Host Eric is one of these people in the community MBTI socionics, that sort of thing.
Can I just do this and 22.5? So you guys can see the range that we're in more clearly. So at the moment, I don't want to be taking any trades in the E-mini because I can clearly see, sorry. At the moment, I don't want to take any trades in the treasuries because I can clearly see that it's in a range. Now, if it breaks that range, then I don't need that X. Then I can think about taking it, right? They're awful close. This range is a little bit more risk than I would maybe like to take, but
Air Cages says, sorry, I'm not very good at Jungian typology. Do you like Bitcoin?
Shooter at Pensacola Naval Air Station confirmed dead. Good job, police. Drink.
Gary Rich says it. Greg just sent a text message on Discord.
Yeah, by the way, if you haven't checked out the Discord is like the best way to get in contact with people and talk about our channel outside of when I'm streaming. And the Discord is much bigger than our channel. Discord existed first, and there are a lot of people in the Discord that aren't regular viewers. A lot of really good traders in there too. So, they were like really close to pushing that range, and they tick up, and it was like they just completely backed off.
Michael XC says Discord is great, except on Windows you can collapse the left side. Air Cages says, is everyone from Futures IO? Uzi Knesset says, I am curious if the equity open is gonna roar up hard.
Like, we got our initial start from Futures IO, but a lot of people just kind of found it. A lot of people found the Discord because I don't know if we are anymore, but we used to be linked on the Futures Reddit. So. And we're like the only long running
says asterisk can't.
Long running futures only Discord. Maybe there's a what's the other one called? But anyways. Well, so there's...
Michael XC says, I found the Discord from a search in Discord for futures.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Winstanzamom says, Air Cages asks speculator Seth and Ace Trades if he is here about garlic coin. Lol.
Yeah. Well, I haven't looked at it recently. Oh, they did trade outside. They did trade 22. I didn't catch that. 8 went into 22. And then they pushed back into the range. Okay. And the E-mini formed an inside bar there. So now if we get, maybe, hold on.
Michael XC says there's another futures Discord with less activity, but they just don't arrange the channels well. In the Seth Discord there are channels for interest rates,
Yeah.
equities, crude, etc. Common sense.
And I think that that's like the primary reason why our Discord has worked so well.
Winstanzamom says Michael XC speculator Seth has a very good group of day traders who are experienced and new, and Seth offers good advice for anyone interested in any market. His channel is pleasant and entertaining.
Oh, thank you.
RZH says how do you focus listening all of at same time? It must be hard, grinning face with sweat.
You know what? Wrong. Well, usually we don't talk as much, do we? But I'm just kind of listening to you guys. I'm just kind of enjoying listening to you guys because you're not necessarily saying anything that's like requires significant response from me. And you notice when I do start talking, you guys kind of pause and listen. So which is we kind of got a cool thing going on, don't we? There's like a tempo to it now. But when people are talking, like, that's good. So and that's exactly the reason why we created the robot, was so that I can keep my eyes over here and still keep track of everything that you're saying. Maybe if
Air Cages says chart increasing money mouth face heavy $sign oncoming fist.
Oncoming fist. Well, if it at some point we might need to get an assistant. I might have to rope my wife or a kid into helping me manage the chat, and or we could even just set you guys as administrators, and I could create an interface where you could highlight comments for me or something like that. That's another thing. So the thing that I use that makes it read things out, I could expand, so that you guys could like vote on specific comments, and then if a comment was
really good.
Air
says how old is your kid? Uzi Knesset says oncoming fist, master's vengeance.
Well, let's see here. My oldest turned 12 yesterday. So that's the oldest. So maybe at some point we could have one of the kids do it, or maybe we could, I don't know. I really wish, I tell you, so something that to me, I think to me, one of the goals that I have, the thing that I think would be like the ultimate cool, is to have somebody else that is making a living, or at least part of their living off from you. Like, I think that it would be cool for this channel to be successful enough to support multiple people, And so I think that if we ever do get to the point where, if the videos were getting several thousand views a day, the advertising revenue could probably be enough that we could pay somebody a salary to come in and help. And we could give them, I'm thinking like they could be a chat moderator and then edit the streams down during the day and then post a consolidated stream later. That would be really, really cool.
Winstanzamom says it turns out there are careers in being a YouTube channel manager.
Right.
I think it's a bit like being the manager of a rock star or an actor. You need an intern, someone who wants to learn on your channel. Air Cages says 12? I thought it might be a toddler or something. Lol, how old are you, Seth?
Well, I am 35 this May. And my wife, remember, my wife is pregnant. You
look young.
Do I look young? Thank you. Some days I look and I'm like, I'm getting so old. I think that it's mostly when I get dehydrated and you can see under my eyes. But let's, I work out really, really hard. So, okay, so now they've broken, oh no, they haven't broken 25.5. They're just kind of pushing the higher side of it.
IQ says, can they trade for me? Face with tears of joy.
I wish. I'm thinking about, like, at what age do you think that a child would have the attention span required for me to teach them a little bit about trading. You know, I'm thinking 14. I'm thinking when they're 14, I make them come in and watch for an hour or something like that. Now the baby, I'm gonna come. I'm thinking when we have the baby, if it's early in the morning and the baby wakes up, that I'll just bring him in, and maybe I have to mute the microphone if it's crying or anything. But I'll just come and sit, and the baby can learn order flow.
Looks young to me. When the cops at the front gate of the airbase look too young to be out so late at night, then you know that it's time to retire. Michael XC says depends on the kid. I was programming at 9.
Really? At 9? I suppose that my boy could program. The thing is like they have interests and stuff, and there's things that I'm like, oh, well, okay, we could help with that and we could help with that, but there's kind of two things. The one is the attention span, and two is they kind of have this
Air
same
Cages
thing.
Says Area 51. Michael XC says I am not any smarter now than I was at 12.
Interesting. No, they kind of have this stubbornness that my wife has, where it's like, if you're trying to encourage them into doing something, they like reflexively fight against it. so I'm kind of like cautious about it, because if I was just like, boy, come in here, watch this, there would, he wouldn't like it. It wouldn't last very long. And you remember, like, the girls have come in and watched,
says
and they
talk
get
to
bored.
The baby in the womb teaching dome lol or snakes and ladders.
Well, because the thing is like, I feel like if you take a kid from, like, let's say age 14, because that's the age that I think that they can actually understand the concepts, whereas before that, they're maybe just looking at the patterns. But, at that point, and their brain is so flexible, that
Michael XC says tell the kid his allowance is tied to performance.
There you go. Oh man. Well, and another thing that I've been thinking about is that so we have 2 computers in here now, but this hutch, I don't know what to do about this hutch, man. I think that it should go downstairs at some point. Okay. I think that it should go downstairs at some point. Okay, I took a second contract here, and now I'm thinking about how to manage it, but it did what I wanted it to do, so let's just let it do its thing. Anyways, but I want to get rid of this hutch and have another workstation on the other end, so then we could have 3 computers in here, and I could just have 3 people in, and that would be cool. Okay. Is there anything else that I need to worry about with this? No, I think we're okay. It did kind of only
says put the kids on Top Step Trader. Make them earn you funded trading accounts.
Yeah. Man, if they're even around by the time the kids are old enough, I honestly think that in maybe 2 years that they might not be around. Or at the very least, they're going to be on very different.
RCH says for them bicycle make more sense.
It's only a matter of time before everybody figures out that they can just trade micros, And I think at that point, there's just kind of like this emotional thing to it. And it's like, well, if I can do that, why would I do that? That other thing is kind of a ripoff. And then they start to dislike it, and then it starts to build up this community sentiment against it, and I think that they're going to have to change to stay in business. And you notice even like they have a YouTube channel, even their YouTube channel is not that popular at the moment. Well, if this really goes up to where I think it could. Now, how am I not? Where was I reading? Oh, it was 60. Oh, okay. Yeah. So if we get all the way up to 60, then it's okay. Cool. I don't know if we're gonna get all the way to 60. I do think at around.
Winstanza Mom says what you don't want to do is to allow the kids too much alone time on the computer. The raw rooms are dangerous. An ad for INTJs and INTPs looking to learn day trading and use MBTI for its purpose.
Yeah, I try to keep tabs on what they're doing. I think that I might soon need to do some stuff on the router and stuff so that I can see what they're looking at. But for the most part, I can just kind of lean over and see what they just watch YouTube videos. They all just watch YouTube videos all day. The one thing that I don't like about what I just did is that, it brings up your break-even spot. And so it doesn't feel like before it was like, well, I have so much. I have so much baked in. But now it doesn't feel like that, really, does it? It's not what they're looking at.
Mom says it's not just what they are looking at, it's what is looking at them that worries me.
Sure. Well, they're not allowed to get into anything that's interactive. They're allowed to consume only. When 14, because those websites, one of the things that drives me nuts is like with the YouTube thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, you see, you did it. You got me into something that I want to rant about. Okay, COPPA. This is a huge thing on YouTube, right? Well, here's the thing. They told YouTube that if you have videos for kids, that you can't serve targeted ads to them. And that they've been doing that, and so they need to change the whole website. So now there's this thing where, like, if your channel is geared towards kids, you have to mark it as such. And if you do, then you won't get targeted ads. And basically, it's almost all ads on YouTube are targeted. So, like, it's almost impossible to make money at that point. Well, it's not impossible, but you're not going to make very much money at that point. So you have all of these people that had channels that were probably primarily watched by children, even if it wasn't necessarily originally intended for children. And that's what their living is, and that they're kind of screwed over. Well, the thing is that YouTube had a way to resolve this. It was called YouTube Kids, where if you were using the YouTube Kids app, then it didn't serve you targeted ads. But there's a problem with that. The kids don't use it. My kids don't use it. I'm like, why don't you use the YouTube Kids app? It's intended for kids. And they say no, because they don't show me as interesting of videos. They don't like the videos that they get from YouTube Kids. And the whole thing is like, in the YouTube terms of service, you're not allowed to even have an account unless you're 14. But it doesn't stop them at all. Okay, so we're getting close to the E-mini open here.
Air Cages says they can't watch their dad on YouTube Kids, that's why.
Oh, yeah, if only. Every once in a while they'll pull it up, but they're not going to sit through a whole stream. I don't even think that my wife has sat through a whole stream. I'll show her a video, and it was like I was talking about yesterday. Like, I showed that trade from Monday or Tuesday, and it was like, oh, I don't get what's so great about this.
Michael XC says, well, wouldn't it be smarter to have the YouTube app transform into YouTube Kids if the kid is age defined as a kid?
You would think, Michael, but I don't know how they would know that for sure, because the kid can just lie. I don't know. That was kind of my thought. It was like, why do you need the channel to specify that it's for kids? Why can't you just tell if the person browsing is a kid? And but at the same time, like, really, there was, like, on YouTube, okay, there's these videos, they're just unboxing toys. Okay. And these videos do incredibly well. And these people were making serious bank just unboxing kids' toys.
Michael XC says, well, they also can just not install YouTube Kids.
Yeah. And it's insane. And to me, it is immoral to be hoisting targeted advertising on kids. I think that they had the right idea with the law. Like you shouldn't be able to, and that's powerful stuff. And kids, according to studies, really don't have the facilities to understand the difference. They are heavily influenced by ads, and this is just not okay to me. You know. So whatever. Okay, well, they're at the higher end of the range. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to go short, this is an okay spot to do it. Mm-mm-mm. This is a pretty good range if you wanted to market make it, isn't it? 9 tick range. Okay. I'm just worried about what. Anyways, I'm sure that the open's going to come out, and I think that it's a buy, but there's always going to be that range, and how much do I need to have baked in to, for that to all work? So, anyways, it would be better if we were, up in here. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, we can close that and close that. Canadian economy posts biggest monthly job loss since financial crisis. Well, they're just kind of rotating around my price. That's kind of interesting. That was some interesting order flow there in the 5-year. Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov says all moves by U.S. on missile deployment will have an equal reaction from Russia. Another funny thing about the whole COPPA thing is like the kids are upset about it because of course all of the YouTube channels that they watch are upset about it and have made videos about it. And I kind of just sit here like, well, I don't make money off of kids, so I don't care. I don't really make a whole lot off of YouTube anyways, but unless people donate, then that's awesome. By the way, thank you guys that have done that. Not necessary, but it's kind of nice when it happens. OPEC delegate quota reduction split 372 BPD for OPEC, 131 for non-OPEC. I'm kind of half tempted to take a short here, but I don't think that I'm actually seeing anything in the order flow to tell me to do it. It's just like really stuck. Let's see what alligator says here. They're gonna do it. I mean, there's enough of a stack at 25. They might try and take 25 half bid, but nope. Down tick. They look pretty disappointed by it. Seems to me some bears left the boat before, not a good sign for this level. Maybe. But the 5-year just really dead. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They might be setting up for an 11 tick reversal.
Air Cages says, speaking of ads, what is your video CPM?
Oh,
Winstanza Mom says, why can't you play poker on the African savannah? There's too many cheetahs. Courtesy of Dad Joke Generator CNN.
that took me a second. That took me a second to get when. No, the CPM is ridiculously high. Now the thing is we don't get that many views, so maybe the numbers that I get out of it are not accurate because of that. Because like the thing is like if you make a gaming channel, sometimes the CPM is like $1 or $2, you know. But for ours, it's usually at
Ace
least
Trade
10.
says at Winstanza Mom, nice one. Morning.
So if you go to like Social Blade and you look at the numbers that it recommends for the channel, we get like double that. So it's the CPM is like so high that the websites that are intended to look at these sorts of
Mom
things
says,
can't
good morning,
calculate
Ace
it.
Trades. It is almost the weekend already.
Hey, there's Ace. I need your help here, Ace, because I'm in this long and I want to hold it, but I'm like nervous about
Live Action
open.
says, ads to kids, reminds me of the time when Soupy Sales was joking and told the kids to take $1 from mom's purse and dad's pants while they are sleeping and send to him.
Like I want to see them go into the range from like December 2nd. What was Monday, by the way? Monday was
Live
December
Action
2nd.
says he got 80,000 and also got fired. Ace Trade says at Winstanza Mom, yup, one trade away from starting my weekend.
So yeah, I want to see them get into Monday's range. That's kind of my target here. I don't think any hit into 25 half. No, it's not.
Ace Trade says Seth too close to open to give trading advice.
All right.
Winstanza Mom says Live Action Soupy Sales shades of what not to do on TV. How do you know who Soupy Sales is?
Soupy Sales, wait. Oh, Soupy Sales was joking and told the kids to take $1 from mom's purse and his dad's pants while they were sleeping and send it to him, and he got 80,000. Whoa. And was that a YouTube
Air Cages
channel?
says just hold Seth, all losses on me, it's on the house.
Oh, thank you, Air Cages. But it's not about that. It's like about figuring out the E-mini and learning how to deal
Ace
with
Trade
this
says
sort
if
of a
I was
trade.
giving advice, I'd say go long S&P 3139.00.
I think I know. Well, I have a theory about how you get your numbers now. Because that was where I bought, actually. Well, I had an initial trade, but I added to it at 39.
Ahmed Fatih says, could you tell me the indicators in your screen? I am a novice.
Oh, why do I have the calendar up here? Sorry about that. Sure, Ahmed. So let me mute this so that
Lucas says that ACE trades good, cause I am short treasuries.
So, question is, which ones do you care more about? Are there the things in the chart that you're wondering about? So if you're wondering about the chart, these histograms here are basically readings about the number of limit orders that people are placing. So when you see a spike on this chart here, that might indicate an iceberg or just an area where they were unusually interested in the action, and that often causes either a stop run or a reversal. I like to have it on a 1 minute. That's kind of like a better indication of what it's going to do. But so you can see when there was the news, there was a lot of people interested in trading, and now it's kind of calmed down, right? And this bottom one is cumulative delta, all buys minus all sells. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Thank you, buying. So that's this chart, and then this just tells me how many ticks it's going, how big the short-term swings are. And then if we want to get into the DOMs, that's where it kind of gets complicated. But basically, this is a column for me to write stuff in. This is the order column. This is a volume profile, so the total amount of volume that is traded at each price, the price itself. And then this blue column are limit buys, people looking to buy at a specific price. The orange, red is people looking to sell at a specific price. And then the two in the middle are market orders hitting into those limit orders, right? So we can kind of see there at 24, it took a lot of orders to get through 24. There was an iceberg there at 24. So that's the basic gist of it. Told you it was going to be a great trading day, Beast Mode, Seth. Yeah. Thank you, Air Cages. Pretty happy about it. How it's going so far. Let's read these.
Lucas says that ACE trades good, cause I am short treasuries. Winstanzamom says Johnny Carson once made a joke about a toilet paper shortage, and there was. The other night, Jimmy Kimmel talked about the French fries shortage. Better buy up fries for the futures. Ace Trade says at Lucas nice, can you lock in some profit for the opening? Yeah. Lucas says not really, right at the edge. RZH says you can buy. Air Cages says told you it's gonna be a great trading day. Beast Mode Seth flexed biceps.
So did you take 25 or 24 half? Lucas? My guess. Probably, I would hope 25, but 24 half wouldn't necessarily be a disaster.
Please don't follow any of my signals.
Okay.
Lucas says out +2, waited 15 minutes, sucker wouldn't sell further.
Really? Okay, well, this is kind of interesting. There was buying on the open. But look at the cumulative delta. It's actually really tight for the open. I guess because it's, you know, a non-farms day.
Ahmed Fathi says thank X very much.
No problem. Well, that... okay. That was a pretty aggressive... Well, but it's a 31, 39 was still kind of our spot, so... I suppose that for them to get there and then have trouble getting through it is actually really good. So, we need to get together now, Ace, because if your signal is based on what I think it is, then that's really funny, because when I had my tilt day and then I came back and John showed me something that kind of helped me put some of the higher time frames into context and everything like that. And, you know, then I tried using it yesterday, but I didn't have the stomach to stick with it. But it would have worked really well if I had. and now it just worked pretty well on this e-mini trade. And I'm sitting here going like, well, that's really funny if Ace has been using that this whole time. Because it seems like a really effective edge to me. And it's a really simple too. And it's not necessarily technical analysis or anything like that. It's just, I don't know how to just maybe price action, but anyways. And Ahmed, you're absolutely welcome, and you can ask questions anytime you want. And if I'm not around and you have questions,
Lucas says so it is kind of ta.
If you do have questions, go in. There's a link to Discord in the video
Ace Trade
description.
says I've just got a dartboard and a spinner wheel from the game Twister.
Oh, okay. Well, so when I say it is technical analysis, that comes back to like, it seems to me that for the purposes of online discussion about whether or not technical analysis works, or rather what works and what doesn't, the definition of technical analysis may be too broad. Because if technical analysis is any kind of thing based on prices, then I suppose it is technical analysis. I think you would say it's technical analysis. But if it's about what has happened historically, for instance, it's not really based on a historical pattern or anything like that.
Says, how do I get to start trading futures, both technical and trading?
Ooh, what was that? Should keep this up. Oh, the treasuries broke
says
the
Ahmed
high
thought
end
he
of
when
that range.
speculator Seth finishes live streaming YouTube uploads the video. We often comment or chat further. Seth will respond to your questions and you can rewatch the video comments. Harlequin says Mansomeone is holding the high in the Amini.
Well, when it started going there, I kind of thought, was there a piece of news that came out that just caused that? But I don't think that there was. I think that it was just somebody really wanted to go short. And that somebody might be really upset if they come back up here, you know? There is some delta selling in this, though.
Winstanzamom says Ace trades Twister, shades of my college days and slow gin fizzes. Fun, and darts are cool. I love anything that involves a target. Lucas says I don't think I could travel to the US for the meetup.
Wait, where were we talking about a meetup? We should do a meetup. I just don't know when the
Ace
best way
Trade
to
says
do
at
it would be.
Winstanzamom that's why you were in the Air Force. Harlequin says OPEC press conference is right now. CL is moving but I doubt it is moving the S.
That's what, like, I was thinking, like, well, we gotta meet with Ace first because he's close. But we've had trouble finding a time for that. Maybe in January. I think we're gonna have a party for the baby in January. Maybe you can come to that. Oh, what's going on in the treasuries?
Harlequin says is your stop at B Seth? Air Cages says when is the speculator Seth meetup? Lucas says at Winstanzamom are you ready for Top Gun 2? Ace Trade says I want to short 3140.00 but too close.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about taking some profits, to be honest. I'm not quite sure I understand what's going on here. It's just it I guess based on my strategy, it's nothing. But it still just makes me a little nervous.
Ace Trade says, Seth, where did you get long at?
My initial one was 31.34. That was the price that I wanted to get in, but I think I ended up paying up a little bit for it.
Air Cages says, when meet up? What avenue?
When what happened? I think that the original one was, well, I'd have to come back over here and look at it.
Winstanza Mom says, Ace, I truly love airplanes flying and the skies. I joined the Air Force because I was going in enlisted and the AF would let me fly somehow. Top Gun 2, yes. I knew more than a few Top Guns. Lucas says, wait, how many ticks did you take there, Seth?
31, 34, 25. So I ended up paying an extra tick more than I wanted to on it. How many ticks did you take there? A lot. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Air
Times
Cages says
424.
Winston's mom works at Area 51 shushing face. Lucas says, nice. My Bertor is private pilot, I fly with him sometimes. Restored his Hound airplane. Harlequin says, is it possible to mark your jigsaw entries in the NinjaTrader chart?
It's possible, but not the way that I have it set up. So if you're using the bridge, then it will do
Winstanza
that.
Mom says, Lucas, when I would assign a call sign to a macho young pilot, I would play around and say they were Bambi or Cinderella, just to watch them squirm. Nice people, smart Cessna, Lucas.
I'm surprised. Well, actually, I'm not surprised. The action in the treasuries there, expanding the range and already coming back is kind of weird. But I don't know if that means it's a short. I mean, look, the level 2 is equal on both sides on that. I'm actually, I kind of like the fact that I took it in the E-mini because
Lucas says it's an aircoup grinning face with big eyes. Ace Trade says, Seth, that is a good entry, I would lock in some profit.
Yeah, I did. Well, I mean, the thing was I took a second one. So, I don't know how to
Lucas says
manage
agree
that.
with Ace.
Like, if I was all in with the two contracts, then it would be different and I would have taken some already. But because I took the second entry at 39, I'm kind of like, at what point do I take it off? And the thing is it's
Winstanza
not
Mom says, Air Cages, every command post I worked in had the UFO calls. In Arkansas, the farmers said the aliens took their cows at McDill. It was old soldiers suddenly remembering their abduction. Tinfoil hats. Harlequin says already 130k volume since a mini open. Want the range to explode to the upside and get in a pullback.
Well, those guys, they sold it and now they're pushing the top end of this range. So I think that some shorts could be disappointed here in a second. That's kind of where it's like, well, okay, yeah, we should lock in some, but they're probably gonna, I shouldn't say probably, there's some good potential in this setup here. I like it.
Harlequin says honestly maybe just trail your stop if they break out.
Sure.
Lucas says there's nothing wrong in locking profits. You can't go broke doing it. Air Cages says Seth is gonna make the market pay today. It's time for payback, baby.
Payback, baby. We get a little bit of what we lost back at least. Would like really need to go to make it all back, but it's possible. Like the thing that's crazy to me is that with a number like that, and it being
Lucas says,
Friday.
yeah, you
And
teach the markets, Seth. Winstanzamom says speculator Seth has an alpaca farm to pay for.
yeah, there you go. So given everything else, I wouldn't be surprised to see a new all-time high. But new all-time high is really up there, so I don't think that I should necessarily be
Ace
looking
Trade
for that.
says Seth the market tamer.
Well, thanks. I still feel bad about what was it? Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. I just
Lucas says market punisher.
because when I looked back at it, I was just like, you know what? Okay, you had two losers. Is okay. And then at that point, you should have either flipped around or quit. And I don't know why I kept trying to buy it. Like,
Uzi Knesset says no futures trades for me today, but our budding portfolio is rockin' and rollin' lol.
but now that I have this better way of looking at the larger action and where they can kind of try and push people and stuff, hopefully we don't make that mistake again. Because what it does is it
Lucas
causes
says,
me
why is
to,
that, Uzi? You don't trade NFPs? Harlequin says rip short soon? Expecting a squeeze. Air Cages says the market messiah.
how do I show it? I just need to get rid of this and this and this. Yeah, okay. It just now that I'm watching these weekly and monthly charts, of course these are treasuries, not E-mini, but I can just tell now, like, okay, look, the week opened at 08. We went right through
Uzi
08.
Knesset says it, Lucas, nah, I don't.
No reason to be buying this, other than, I mean, the news did say, hey, average hourly wages were low again, so that would be a reason to buy it. And you can actually see, if
Air
we
Cages
come back
says,
into
Seth, you are
yes,
the chosen one.
the chosen one. Oh, thanks. If you look in the end, you see how they kind of bought it up a little bit first and then it plummeted. So people totally tried trading it off of that.
Lucas says at
News.
UZI Knesset, I'm surprised. NFPS usually offer good opportunities. Maybe play with it in sim?
Yeah. What was he saying? No futures trades for me, but our budding portfolio was rocking. Oh, thanks. Anyways, like now I can see it, and when I look at the E-mini one, you know, I can see right here. Okay, all of these guys that went short here, all of them, you can just see it on the DOM, man. You can just see them getting slaughtered. Look at that.
Uzi Knesset says sometimes I sim it for the heck of it, but sim orders are very different than real ones.
Yeah, I totally
IQ
get you.
says it's called open rejection, Seth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Open rejection.
Lucas says word, Uzi, that is true.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, Uzi,
IQ says Dalton.
especially when you're taking it with that kind of thought that, like, okay, I don't want to trade it live, so I'll just take one for the heck of it on sim, then you definitely don't take it as seriously. Like when I'm like, okay, like I can't trade live right now because I need to fix this or fix that, then I start taking the sims trades like really, really seriously, sometimes even more seriously than the live trades. But then once I'm you know, into the mindset of, you know, most of the time I'm taking live trades, and then it's just too volatile for me to want to take a live trade, then I just do dumb things.
Air Cages says Top Step Trader is serious sim.
Oh, they're serious sim. Well, it is.
IQ says mind over the markets, Dalton. Uzi Knesset says I've had way too many burns in Forex on NFP day to even bother fucking with $31.25 a tick in futures.
Right? That's that's a good point. And that was part of why I didn't do this. Because I said, if they get below...
Lucas says as a rule of thumb I never take a sim trade that I wouldn't take live.
If they get below the 80, sorry, the 20, was it 20? I don't even remember. It was '08. It was, if they get below '08 up here, then they could really move down. And remember, I even said like I'm tempted to put just a stop in there, but like I don't know how that would have worked out. I actually kind of wish that I had done it now just so that we could know, because it wasn't a volume stop or anything. It was just a stop. It was a stop limit. Would that have gotten filled at '08 or '07 half? Because there was 500 there. Maybe I could have gotten filled and then you could just let it ride. But like I knew where the opportunity was, but I just knew that it was going to be like everybody's going to sell it and then it's going to come back hard. And the news might be mixed. It might be really hard. And that's also why when things kind of calmed down and I looked to take a trade, I saw one over here and I actually did try taking it, but
Lucas
it
says it
happened too
use the
fast.
Iconesset. Oh, so it comes from Forex days. Ace Trade says it. Lucas, I learned that from you. I am more careful now with my sim trades. Lots of times I just jump into see what happens. It's just sim, but I don't do that anymore.
Hmm. I did try taking it over here, but then it didn't work. And then I said, well, you know what? This is so crazy. Let's just do it in the E-mini, because then we don't have to worry about it being, the end of the world if it doesn't work out. Kudlow, a China deal is close, probably even closer. Well, that's nice. Let's hear it, Larry.
Air Cages says don't underestimate sim trading. I've made most of my millions from sim. Uzi Knesset says it. Lucas comes from my bad experiences there. Yeah. I'm not willing to risk my account on NFP days.
At the very least, I wouldn't trade the initial news move. It's just, we're not fast enough.
Lucas says at ACE trades what? You kidding lol, nothing I could teach to a seasoned trader. I have so much to learn. Ace Trade says it's having a hard time at 3,144.50.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they stopped a couple of people out there. I wouldn't be surprised to see it develop another inside bar here. But plus Larry Kudlow is speaking, so he just said something good that didn't really, the market just kind of said, yeah, okay, that's the same thing. So it might be range bound until he's done talking.
Ace Trade says at Lucas, no, I'm serious. I am not just clicking in and out of sim anymore.
I think, there's certainly problems with sim, but I think that we as a community, and I mean like not just our channel, but like the trading community in general, need to try and be more positive about sim, because too many people blow money by getting in before they're ready. It's just straight up. They don't really know what it takes and what they're getting themselves into. And they should be trading sim longer. And
RCH says yes, Uzi, it's better to leave any calendar news.
I'm concerned that we got this thing that is like, now it's a micro, and they're like, well, there shouldn't be no reason to trade sim. You should just do in the micro, and you lose it. And I just don't think that that's
Ace Trade says Infinity Futures
healthy.
makes it hard to switch back and forth. It's easy in AMP, and I am not sure which is better. I have lost money thinking I was in sim.
Oh, really? But I think the way that Jigsaw does it is really nice, because I get this little window. If I show you, I get this little window
Ace
and I
Trade
can just
says short
change
signal
it.
3,143.50.
And then it tells me up at the top which one I'm in. Although I probably should get rid of one of the stars so that you can see. Oh, I made them all stars so that you can't see. I'm sorry. It was a real trade though. The way that you can know is when I come over here to this window, I have that little check mark marked, then it's only showing the live account trades.
Michael XC says Sierra has a problem. They have sim that are local. If you go sim, try to use a demo that is remote like a CQG demo. RZH says if you look at the DOM really no one trade those time. Michael XC says with whatever platform I mean, just be aware that some platforms have local SIM accounts.
Yeah.
Lucas says at ACE trades oh that sucks. I have lost money on SIM thinking I was live, closed profits only to realize it was SIM.
You know what? So this is kind of a separate thing, but I don't, well, no. Remember there was one where I was live and it was like, it was like a really good trade. And then the next day I realized that it was a sim trade and I was like, oh gosh, dang it. But something that happened to me that was really bad was in 2018. Yes, 2018, near the beginning of the year, I took a trade and it turned out okay. And I think that for some reason I had placed a stop order and it was to stop me out of my trade if it didn't work out. And then I scratched my trade and I didn't have the DOM set up the way that I have it now, where if I get out of a position, it cancels all outstanding orders. And so that stop stayed and got triggered overnight while I was sleeping and stopped me into a position. And while I was sleeping, it went 16 ticks against me and then came back to my price. And I came in and saw it, and I think I ended up just losing a tick on it or something. But that scared me so bad. And that was pretty close to when I moved back to Sim for the summer because my strategy stopped working after that.
Ace Trade says be back later. Lucas
right.
says that's
Thanks,
nightmare
Ace.
stuff, Seth.
Yeah, it was
Lucas
bad.
says if you want to play sim as real as possible, place market orders. You will have slippage compared to live, but you will be sure that trade would hold live since no fills problem.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that I think that the way that sim is done in Jigsaw is probably
RCH
its
says when I hear
biggest...
someone came from Forex background, then I know they know too much stuff.
Oh, man. and ain't that the truth? Because you've learned it the hard way about what works and doesn't work. Intense talks, says Larry Kudlow.
Harlequin says see Seth, that's why I always say, stops are for pussies, it came back to your entry because you are always right and it's the market who is wrong.
Oh, man. But yeah, one of Jigsaw's best features is its sim, the accuracy of its sim. If you get filled in Jigsaw, you almost certainly would have gotten filled in real life because the Jigsaw sim is more stingy. It is more stingy. So the only way that you would not get filled is if the existence of your
Harlequin
order would have
case
changed
closed.
something. Yeah. Case closed. I do find it kind of interesting that the treasuries are kind of able to creep back up here. I think that they're going to be interested in this insight bar here. Still at like 27 half. But the thing is that the inflation, the employment, what was it? What is it called? Average hourly earnings was lower than expected.
Lucas says 2 minutes.
So that means that there's totally a reason for treasuries to stay essentially where they were. It's just a question of, is there enough people trading to overcome that gap? Probably not. So this might be like range extension, and then maybe next week we make it back up. I don't know. But that move down might do a lot of technical damage too. Like we might come back up and then maybe
Harlequin says Ritmike Sim on Sierra is also pretty good. You can get their slippage as well and the fills are pretty decent. For instance, if only 5 to 10 contracts traded in CL on a price, you won't get a fill.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I think that it's nice that we're getting because the non-local sim is total
Lucas
lies.
says what we know so far, it's an interesting December. Remember the don't trade December's rule.
Is that no? I would trade December. I would just only trade the first half of it. Once you get into the like
Michael
all of the
XC
major
says,
news is
is not a
gone.
great idea unless you plan only on trading with market orders live. Michael XC says, Lucas, it's a good point, but not a good idea, I think. I mean, sure, market orders get more easily filled, but practicing only with market orders.
Well, I think I'm starting to come around to the idea. Here's a question. Say you have a price and you want to take a trade there at that price. And you know that you will
Michael
get
XC says,
in
for
at that
example,
price.
if I traded NQ, I probably would use only market orders, but most other things like treasuries I would often use limit orders much of the time.
Okay, you know that you can, because it's going back and forth at that price. Should you use a market order or a
Lucas
limit
says
order?
you can do that with ZN and it would be the same as live.
I think that in certain strategies, that it is advantageous for you to always use a market order because you will be pushing them.
Harlequin says, I only know no net November, never heard of no trade December, what's next? No stop January and only long February?
I don't know if that makes sense. If you're using like a predatory strategy, then it's better to use a market order. That's the theory. But we're so small, it's really hard to test it. But if any of you have 1,000 lots out there, test that theory for me and come back and let me know how it works. Ooh, they came back fast. Oh, because we got University of Michigan sentiment for December 99.2 versus a 97 estimate.
Air Cages says, what's your favorite candlestick pattern?
The thing that I'm looking at is inside bar. We could try 1K in sim.
Lucas says we could try 1K in sim.
No, because it's about the impact that it has on the market. That you come to a spot where there's people trying to hold it, and you become one of the market orders hitting into them and helping push it against them.
Air
You
Cages
just have
says,
to
I
know
like
the
the BART.
spot.
Harlequin says, my favorite pattern is the Captain Hindsight pattern, aka it was clear how the market was gonna move.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like the thing that I'm looking at is based on it being an inside bar. Okay. So does that make it technical analysis? Because in my mind, it's not, because it has nothing to do with pattern or historical probability,
Michael
and there's
XC
nothing
says
vague
dojis
about
are
it either.
cool. IQ says there's a few ticks in ZB long side.
One of the things that irks me about technical
Michael
analysis,
XC says if dojis are the ones that look like crosses.
not like dojis, but just, a bar where it's completely engulfed by the previous bar. Okay. So it's a pattern in price. So in that respect, it's technical analysis. But is it really based on the past? It's not, because what I'm looking for is when they are breaking that range right now, and the thing that really irks me about a lot of technical analysis that I wanted to say was that it's so vague most of the time. It's like, oh, here's this line, and if they get over this line, it's not necessarily a big deal or anything like that. Whereas this one, it's like, it's quantitative. It's like if they broke the range, they broke the range straight up, and there's no denying it. It's everybody can see that is true. It's a hard call, and we can learn things quantitatively about what can happen after that, and it kind of turns into not really a trade trying to predict the future per se. It actually becomes a trade trying to create the future, that you can see where somebody's position is, and you're intentionally trying to hit into them to try and force them out of the trade. So you're trading like the big guys at that point. You're making things happen. You're not just trying to predict the future and hoping that something happens. Does that make sense? So it's predatory. So that's why I think, like when I took this on both of them, I took market orders. Oh, my interface is slowed down. Let me restart it here. May there finally be a push in the E-mini. Just sitting here feels bad. Well, we had a pretty good push off of the open, right? And it's just kind of slowly making progress. Now that we're into the range from Monday and last week, So there's going to be this spot up here at 31.48.75 that I'm going to be interested in. But I might just say if I make 100 that I made 100 and leave it at that. Saudi energy minister says convinced Aramco would be worth more than $2 trillion in a few months.
Air Cages says, so what you're saying is that you can predict the future using lines on a chart?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can predict the future from using lines on a, not reliably. But I do think that you can see people's positions, and you can see spots where certain positions are vulnerable using lines on
Lucas
a chart.
says you can attempt.
Right? And you can take trades based on people in those positions having to unwind. And that will give you a much better probability.
Harlequin says at Air Cages, no stupid. That is what cow entrails are for.
That is what cow entrails are for. Sometimes I feel like when we're talking about order flow, because this is the problem with order flow. Order flow is more subjective than technical analysis is in some cases. Like, I can watch order flow and say this is what's happening, and I think that they're buying.
Michael XC says sure you can, at least some of the time.
And then when we actually see what happens, then you watch the other side and you see, oh yes, this mattered more, this mattered more. And I think that you could quantitate it.
Lucas says, are you changing sides, Seth?
Well, no, not necessarily. What's going on here? Why is the treasuries moving up despite the E-mini holding here?
Lucas says boom.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Well, I think that probably a lot of this move in treasuries is going to retrace. Because there's just, everybody went short. Now they have to close their positions out. And then you add on top of that the number. And now that we're above this, see, I could have hit into 27.5. So that would have been the trade.
Lucas says they are going to fill the vacuum in up.
Can you see it? Can you see it right here? 27. And there was order flow supporting it. And now you could have gotten 4 ticks off of it at least. If not, well, it's hard to say where you could take it off. Maybe
Michael XC
25.
says, Seth, did you open my IBB link above?
When you post links into chat, they don't show up to the rest of us unless you put it in Discord. Did you put one in Discord? If you just go into the lobby in Discord and post the link, then I'll see it.
IQ says yummy
Curious.
ZB lol.
Oh yeah. What did Larry say that's causing them to move like this, or is this just a technical move? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to think of all this. The funny thing is that the cumulative delta in the E-mini is still negative. People are still trying to short it, which is kind of interesting.
Lucas says vacuum filled.
Yeah, exactly. It might just be a vacuum fill for sure. And there's that big order at 31. So if we had taken 27.5, maybe we take 30.5 and say 6 ticks.
Michael XC says, so how are we supposed to include images?
So you can include an image, but I have to give you permissions. Just put a message in the lobby and I'll give you permissions. We require everybody to have posted something first, and before I
Winstanza Mom says if you are new to the chat, you will want to make sure that live chat is set to default above. Top chat will drop some comments on your page.
Oh, that's right.
Michael XC says China deal might be possible according to Larry.
Might be possible. The way that you put it makes it sound so negative.
Michael XC says if I remember correctly.
Your technical analysis is no match against my tweets. Oh no, you should put that one in the memes channel. That's pretty good though.
Michael XC says okay, posted to the lobby.
He posted it to
Harlequin says Larry said that they are gonna step away from the US dollar and move to garlic coin and marbles.
Oh man, buy your garlic. Man, guys, here's your chance. Here's your chance. Garlic coin breaking out today. Bye. No. Probably not. If only he would say that. We just need somebody famous to say something about garlic coin on CNBC. That's what we need. I'm actually thinking that I might just hold this until 8:30. I'm tending my mini trade, and I think that it probably is better for me to just watch and learn from this one. But I'm kind of feeling...
says let's all buy and pump garlic coin.
No, it's not. We're not a pumping... No.
Winstanza Mom says Larry Kudlow is such a character. I would invite him to a dinner party.
I like him a lot.
He is so Thurston Howell 3. I wonder if we could convince Larry Kudlow to talk garlic coin.
When Larry was asked to be a part of the administration, I was really happy about it. Because he just knows his stuff. Like, that's the thing with... This is something that bothers me in economics. Is it's not a real science in the respect that it's so affected by politics that you can have a study that says it one way and you have a study that has it one way, and there's a definite disagreement between people about how to do things. And it's so hard because there are so many things about in one particular situation that you can come in and you can say, well, in history, they tried this economic policy and this is what happened, but that might not necessarily be what happens in the future because so many other factors might play into it. And so you could get the wrong lesson from a situation. But Larry, they just have like, here's what he wants to do. And so much of it is stuff that we don't even understand that they have control of at that level, but it just works and really effective. And he's done it now with multiple administrations. And I'm just really impressed with him. His view of markets is like, he understands how to create money, I guess. And I don't completely understand everything that he does, but he just seems like he's been really effective at it. And I'm sure that there are things about what he believes that are wrong, but what he does seems to work out. Well, I know his buddy Kramer is a bit of a character, but man, does that guy know numbers about stocks? Well, yeah, and Kramer is like another really good example, actually. You know what? Kramer is probably the best example of this that I know of, which is your ability to separate what you believe from your actual investments. Like Jim Cramer was an amazing fund manager. Make no doubt. Like what he did when he managed his fund is like, he was good. Okay. A lot of people will trash him for his current picks because, part of it is he makes so many picks and he's not, whenever he says like, I like this stock, it's not necessarily an encouragement to buy it so much as it is like, okay, I understand your analysis and why you're buying it. And I think that is an okay investment. Doesn't mean that it's going to work out or anything, or that he would take it. It's just, he's kind of trying to let them know maybe there was something about that stock that they don't know and he could let them know about it. That's kind of the way that the lightning round works. But so obviously, if you went through all of those, you're going to find that it doesn't work very well because he does too many during the lightning round. But if you look at his philosophy and you look back at what he would say when it was Kudlow and Kramer so many years ago, Jim is very liberal. Jim has a picture of himself dressed like Lenin in the back of his thing. Like, that's how far left he is that the joke was that he was a communist. He's not a communist, but that was a joke. He is that liberal. And yet he still understands markets. And, contrary to what many people would say, that very liberal people don't understand markets, it's not the case. And his investments are separated from what his political opinion is. And so, oh my. Okay. Why that price? I don't know. But okay. I'm just keep it. It's separated and he keeps them separate. Oh shit. Okay. So I got out. I don't know what just happened. White House advisor Kudlow says Trump basically likes what he sees in the U.S.-China trade talks. He says on television, why is the market going so wild about that? Okay, well, it's okay. I ended up getting 67.50 out of that. I probably panicked a little bit too much because I might have been able to get it 70 or so, but whatever. When seeing this kind of volatility, I don't want to be in now. There must be something else because Trump is prepared to walk away if some conditions. No, that was 2 minutes ago. Kudlow says Trump is not ready to sign any trade deal with China. Okay, so the market might be reading too much into that. Maybe that's why it's volatile, but it's not necessarily. It's interesting that they made that new high as they did it. Like just before that new high, and then what? One day he is ready, the other day not so much. Oh, why do I not have auto read on? Oh yeah, because I was complaining. I was pontificating about Jim Cramer. How Jim Cramer is good at separating his political opinion from his investments and his market analysis. Sometimes I'm good at that, but like on this trade deal thing, I don't think I am.
Harlequin says, please kill me. I was long in CL at 40, got stopped out at break even because of whatever the news was, and now it's back at 60 again. Tilted.
Ooh. So there was a pretty volatile swing in that one.
RZH says Trump is not ready to trade deal. Michael XC says getting stopped out at BE is not so bad. Air Cages says what a day to trade.
Right. Alligator says it's a joke. Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. Look at it in the in the treasuries. It was a really
Air Cages says almost got $100, Seth.
I know, right? We were so close. You had to ruin it, Larry. No, it doesn't make me mad. I feel good that I made a profit, but I feel like I should be like being like, oh, what the fuck? What the hell is wrong with you, Larry? Just keep your mouth shut. Just only say nice things. You're on television. You're screwing up the market. You guys are, you just like, this is market manipulation, guys. This is market manipulation. I can't handle it anymore. They gotta stop. He's doing insider trading, guys. It's not cool. I feel like that's the way I should be reacting, but I'm kind of just like, well, okay, I made $67. That's pretty cool.
Lucas says
that Harlequin says that's how I am feeling right now. I don't know what to make of that. Like, the thing is the only thing that I see coming through on Twitter is White House advisor Kudlow says Trump is not ready to sign any deal with China. And I don't even know what that even means. And the market is just like, okay, well, we're closing our positions now. Okay, well, whatever. They let me out. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Like, we'll just...
Air Cages says that would be hilarious.
We'll just do our thing. I don't... Why? Another interesting thing is the 5-year is really interested in that. Do you see that? They must do bets in the Oval Office and laugh about the market. The 10-year actually didn't react that strongly to it. That's kind of funny. It was so fun.
Michael XC says if we had this action every week, I would be a very happy guy.
I don't know, man.
Winstan's mom says one would like to stroke and caress human beings, but one dares not do so because they bite. Lennon.lol.
Lennon said that. Kudlow floundering after being pushed by Pharaoh. Previous interview was way too pally and let him stick to his script. So...
Harlequin says, hello Harlequin, we have seen your position in oil and thought it would be funny to get your stop and then to move to your target at 60. P.S. Hong Kong will never be free.
You know what, China? We will have our revenge one of these days. I honestly... Yeah, I said this yesterday after everything that happened yesterday, and now seeing that, I'm like, I'm thinking it again. I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should just all go on vacation until the 15th. Like, on the 15th, then they kind of have to face the music about are they going to delay it or not? And if they don't delay it, then everybody's going to say you're a pushover, and if they don't, then the market's going to tank because there's tariffs, you know? But then at least they couldn't run from it anymore, you know? And we could know for sure. I don't know what this next week is going to be like.
Says, love you long time, Seth.
Oh, no. You have to do exclamation mark accent and then the name of the accent. So he was using China M, and then you say that. And don't copy the exclamation mark from somebody else, because when you copy and paste it, it actually gives you a different exclamation mark, and so it doesn't work when you do that. Yeah, I know, it's super weird. And I don't even remember which ones we have. I should make the bot have a command. I'll add that this weekend. In fact, maybe we could do it. No, I don't think we have enough time to do it.
Smash the Bid says that is too funny.
Smash the Beat says, me love you long time says.
Yeah, it's great, right? I love it. I love it, man. We don't use it enough. Where is the I forget where I put the I've got all of the Sierra chart stuff. Oh, that's right. We could do that right now. Okay. Since we got out of our position, I just want to make sure I don't have anything.
Harlequin says,
right?
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination. Life is your creation. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
NRSK Trading says, I think we need to discuss on trade setup than these politics.
Well, NRSK, the thing is unfortunately for us, the politics is the setup right now. Man, it's just the market reaction to just Larry. That one thing that Larry said is like, what? Okay.
Lucas says at NRSK Trading, what are your thoughts on trade setups?
I mean, I had a trade setup. We were just kind of sitting in it. Now you have a setup.
Pages says test 1 2 3.
Yeah, there you go. You found the female one. There's also like a British one and no, the Ukraine F. Do Ukraine F. That's my favorite one. I think I have to find it. Is it in... Yeah, here it is. Here's the list of them. I'll like make a list and like paste it to you.
RZH says good morning.
Hey, you back?
Harlequin says Epstein did not kill himself.
It's the best one.
Smosh beat says will take you out and beat your head in.
NRSK Trading says how to trade on patterns in these politics. This does not give us money but use news for trading.
Well, so we do use news for trading, and we're more order flow based, right? Sorry, so hold on a second. Let me give you this, and then let me explain to you the way that I see it, okay? Because it's not like we don't talk about patterns or anything like that. It's more complicated.
Lucas says at NRSK Trading, so what are your trade setups?
There you go.
Speculator Seth says Russia Ukraine F China Germany F UK F Japan F Sweden.
Those are all the voices that are available. So hold on, let me pause it for a second and respond to that. So the thing is, well, there's two things. First of all, so the way that I'm trading right now is I am looking for order flow signals. So I'm watching for unusual activity, particularly spaces where a lot of orders are being placed or icebergs are being placed, and looking for potential reversal places. But I'm also keeping track of, weekly and monthly levels for indications of places where people's positions might get taken out, and we have a higher probability of the market moving. Hold on a second, Bidet, and I will turn it back on. And so that's how we do the setups. Now the thing is I maybe get like 3 setups in a day. So we took a setup and we were just kind of sitting in it. But then, like, part of the thing that I'm good at, I think at least, maybe I'm not actually good at it, maybe it's all in my head, but something that I think I'm good at is understanding US politics and how it's going to affect the market. And so it's something that we like to talk about, and it's fun. And I know that sometimes my politics aren't always going to be in line with everybody else, and that's okay. And if you don't like listening to somebody be wrong about politics, you probably wouldn't want to listen to me. But that's the way it is. It's a really big part of the market, and this is just like crazy. I mean, I'm with you guys. Like Alligator is like, this is a joke. He's right, man. Like, the way that the markets react to the news these days because of all the Twitter robots and everything is just ridiculous, and it needs to end. I think that we need to find these Twitter robots, how they work, and watch for the news moves that they get, and then try and bust them. Make a strategy that intentionally targets them. Because I'm just so sick of it. Honestly. Okay. But then the other thing is that, you know what? Hey, when you've been trading for years, not that I'm that experienced, but it's been like 3 years now. Kind of starts to turn into same old. It's like, it's just crazy all the time, and I'm over it. I got excited for you guys for fun, but it doesn't really. I don't care anymore. It used to be like I'd get so focused on, but now I'm over it. And I think that, here with our community and everything like that, it's like all of you guys have your own individual setups. I don't have to give you a setup. I don't do this here to try and get you to trade my way. In fact, I would prefer that you come up with your own strategy. You can use the stuff that you learned from me, but I would prefer that you make your own strategy because then it will be suited to you. And the way that I trade is suited to me and probably won't work for you. And so then that means that there's a lot of dead air, and we can fill that up with things that we enjoy talking about and creating a community that way. Because honestly, you can only talk about markets for so long before you just get sick of it,
Lucas says, well, I think they made markets care
Yeah.
too much on each and every single comment. It's what happens when there's so much info manipulation, lies, and stuff.
I agree, Lucas, because it really does feel to me at this point that both China and the U.S. administration understand that what they do affects markets, and they are intentionally crafting their statements and everything that they're doing to try and take advantage of it. It's super sketch. All right, so let's read all of these now.
Smash beat says I will take you out and beat your head in.
Lucas says at NRSK Trading, so what are your trade setups?
Yeah, I'd like to know what
Try
you
it
said.
says hi there.
Michael XC says, I think it's great.
RZH says actually you can trade those news before that happens.
Lucas says, well, I think they made markets care too much on each and every single comment. It's what happens when there's so much info manipulation, lies, and stuff.
No, I already read that
Air
one.
Cages says, sometimes you make the right decision, sometimes you make the
didn't-
decision right. Michael XC says Trump is gonna win re-election. I said it here.
Smash the Beat says, why do Chinese people have Chinese babies? Because two ones don't make a white.
What? Oh, that's such an awful joke. I love it. It's great. Do the one the one that you put in Air Cages. That's where I said if you try and copy and paste that first bit, there's like multiple within the UTF-8 text standard. There's multiple exclamation marks, and if you copy and paste, it gives you the wrong one. So you have to actually type it in, and then it will probably work. That was effing hilarious, guys. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that like button because that joke was hilarious.
Michael XC says, you guys saw that Asiana crash prank some years ago? That was priceless.
I don't know what you're talking about. Can I search for that? Let's search for that. Asiana crash? Video released of plane crash?
Michael XC says, I'll lobby it. NRSK Trading says at Lucas, this channel seems to be for fun than earning money.
Well,
Michael XC says okay.
Harlequin says, E like equals E cent in Garlic coin.
RZH says, can you explain? I didn't get it.
no, you know what, NRSK? I think you're right. Like, here's the thing. These guys all make money. I mean, like, some of these guys are like, Smash a Bit is a good example. He's a way better trader than me from what I can see. And he's never shown me his results, so I can't speak for sure, but I'm pretty sure that he's making money from doing this. Okay. Greg has been, he's not here right now, but Greg, he's been a trader for like 20, 30 years, I think. Some of our most active guys, Uzi, he's been an independent trader for a long time. Like, they make money. They have their own way of making money, and I'm not here to show them how to make money. I'm here for people that already make money and are kind of tired of sitting and trading by themselves, If you don't feel like you are making money and you're looking for ways to change your strategy and fix it and make it better, then what I would do is I would ask some specific questions here, because you've got a bunch of people that are way better traders than myself, and they can look at you and your specific strategy, and then we can work on, how to make it better, essentially, right? But I don't do it like the way that like a trading room would be, where it's like you pay $500 a month and I give you the exact setups that you should be taking and all. It's not like that. It's not like that. And many times I'm an awful trader, so totally get what you're saying. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but I'm just trying to give you like okay, so if I'm guessing that maybe you feel that way because you're trying to learn some stuff and you don't feel like you are, then that's a fair criticism. Then what we should do is ask some questions, and we can steer that conversation towards a direction that can help you more. Yeah. Yeah, Lucas
says, so you mean you don't scam people?
Yeah, I don't scam people. That's exactly it. Don't pay for trading rooms. I hate that stuff.
Harlequin says E like equals E cent in garlic coin.
RZH says, can you explain? I didn't get it.
Air Cages says, so how much are you guys paying for this trading room? I've personally got in at an amazing price of $299 per month. RZH says equals Teddy.
Okay, cool.
NRSK Trading says, okay, thank you.
Yeah. I guess, so two other things I should say. One is there's a Discord link down in the video description, and there's a lot of good information in the Discord. So like if you're new, I would go and like read the econ and education channel on Discord is like just insanely good content in there. And you can ask questions and people will give you answers or argue with you about trading strategies. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is my position is that you can't use the past to predict the future. All you can do is look at what people's current positions are and try and take advantage of that. And that's what we try and do. And that's why we look primarily at order flow. And I like to trade treasuries because it's easier to see where people's positions are in treasuries. And yeah, hey, Ace is back. Hey, thanks.
Ace Trade says, I'm back. Michael XC says, I was watching a video about some trader, Cameron something, because he was talking about good countries to live in, and it is ridiculous. Michael XC says he says, bro, all the time, and even went to take a piss and recorded the sound of him taking a leak. Harlequin says, Seth is a scammer. He convinced me to buy Garlicoin at $1 and see where it is now. He also told me to trade Forex because it is the best.
Because it is the best. No.
Lucas says it smashed the bid face with tears of joy. RZH says, welcome back, Ace.
Oh, it didn't do it. Oh, because you used the capital C. You used the capital C. Use lowercase c. No, man, did I?
RZH says, welcome back, Ace.
There you go. Yeah. No, you know what? The garlic coin thing is so funny.
Says, what's the problem with a Chinese pet store? There's always a kitchen in the back.
Oh, that was bad.
IQ says Fibo and ZB was perfect turn, now heading back there 158.04.
I feel bad laughing at that one.
What's the problem with a Chinese pet store? There's always a kitchen in the back.
Smash the bid says, haha. Air Cages says, so guys, do you want to join my illegal Garlicoin pump and dump group?
No. Guys, do not pump and dump things, okay? Garlicoin will eventually pump and dump itself because of fundamentals. We don't need to do anything. Somebody else will do something for us, okay? It's and I'm not saying that I know somebody or anything. I'm just saying it's inevitable because it's such a juicy target that somebody's going to do that. You know what? I think I was right to sell it. And did I sell it above 31.43.50? Let's look. Can I look? Yeah. Oh, no. Hold on. You got it. Okay. So I got out at 31.43.25, and I want to be at 43.50. So I did get quite a bit less than I did. So how much did I lose out on? 1. And then
Air Cages says I'm the somebody. Join
5.
my room.
5. So $10. Could have been $10 more. But that's where it should have been. Like when we
Michael XC says, do you guys usually make money on NFP days?
I've lost a lot of money on non-farm payroll days. In fact, let's look.
Lucas says I did today at Michael XC.
Good job. Did you guys all make money today? It seems like it was a pretty good non-farms. How do I do this? Oh yeah. This is gonna be so ugly. I'm gonna make it look ugly by showing you like what the ways that I was trading before. You know, like let's see if I can get it to show us like everything. I think if we go back to January.
Air Cages says, what's the best way to scam people? Asking for a friend.
What? I'm not quite sure I completely understand that one.
Harlequin says had 3 trades today, all break even. So I didn't make any money and had to pay commission. Feels bad.
RZH says good for 4 point on S.
4 point on ES. She reads the number out in Chinese. That's great. Okay, yeah. This is the way that I wanted to show it. No, wait. I only want to show you guys the trades in the 10-year. Yeah. Okay. So. Oh, and I got to make sure that I'm not like showing something that I can't. Like that would be bad to show. Okay. Trade distribution by week, performance by day week. Okay, cool. So if I show you like all the trades that I've like literally ever taken, okay, then you come in and you get here where there's the beginning of 2017 I did well, and then I like really just for like that whole time period didn't do well. And then again in December through April of this year I started doing well. And then I stopped trading it. Okay, so this was like from here to here was a live account actually, from here to here. And then I went back to Sim, and then we kind of have this most recent stuff where it's like am doing well, but not net. So that's why we kind of came in and made a couple of changes, and so far it seems like those changes is working. Okay, so you can see there, obviously, still a lot to work out for me, right? But when you look at that one, what days do I do the worst on? Monday and Friday. And why is that? Well, Monday.
The beat says, did you hear about the Chinese couple that had a black baby? They named him something Wong.
Ooh, that one is really. Oh, okay. I can't laugh at that one. That was, man. I mean, I kind of laugh at that you put it in there, but I didn't really find that one funny.
Michael XC says, did you watch the lobby video? Ace Trades says, oh smash, lol. Air Cages says, imagine if you had 0 commissions. Commissions are a scam.
Right. Well, commissions are definitely like when you look at how much I've paid in commissions this year.
This room is starting to get a bit racist.
Yeah, that last one was well. The thing that bothers me about that one was that you could have made the same joke without it being about race. That's why that one kind of bothers me. Anyways, but why do I do bad on Monday? Because Mondays tend to be range bound, and then Friday, because you have these big news events and people closing their positions tends to give you really weird order flow too. But I do best on Wednesdays. And why Wednesdays? Because there are a lot of people put money to work on the market on Wednesdays. So anyways, why was I going into that? Oh, because we were talking about, did you make money? It's non-farms. Yeah. Hey, look, no shame in saying I'm not good at trading non-farms and just not doing it. just like what I would do is if it's a period where you've had trouble before.
Air Cages says damn commissions, man.
Yeah, if it's a one that you've had trouble with, trade it sim. But I say trade it sim so that you have the stats, because maybe something changes, or maybe something in you changes, and you actually start doing well at that. Then you would want to know, right? So still trade it, but just trade it sim, and try and take it seriously, I guess. Anyways, man. Okay, so what was the other thing that you were saying? Did you watch my lobby video? Okay, let me look. Okay, here, hold on. Let me, because I don't want, because it's not my video. I'm afraid that if I like show you guys a video that it'll flag the channel for like, so I'm going to mute the desktop here while I watch it. Okay, the prank was that the news said, and I think that maybe the news had been pranked, but they said what the names of the pilots were from this Asiana flight, and the name of the crew and pilots was Captain Sum Ting Wong, Captain Wee Kudlow, Holy Fuck, and Bang Di Ow. That's funny, man. Oh, are you saying that Mexicans can't drive? Is that a stereotype? You know what? My dad always says that California drivers are the worst, and his theory was that it's because there was a lot of people that didn't grow up driving. Man, oh, that's funny. Wait, so they don't even notice? Oh, they're dead serious about it. They're being dead serious about it. That's funny. Oh, and then other. Oh, now they're saying that they got pranked. That's funny. Man. Okay, so now, oh, I should post my cryptocurrency notes, and then you guys can post. I'm gonna be like, so here's the thing. I'm not like a censorship guy. So I'm not gonna stop him from whatever kind of joke that he wants to make, unless it's against YouTube's terms of service. Then I will put my foot down. But I didn't find that one about the the black baby funny. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, not to be a buzzkill or anything. We had fun today, didn't we? Well, the treasuries are swinging around like randomly now. Man, I don't know what to make of some of this flow. By the way, Mick has been posting a bunch of stuff, so let's add him. There we go. Oh. Man, I can't like. How would you pull a prank off? Like, if I sent anything, even if it was serious to the news, I think they would ignore it. Oh man, you know what? So something that happened to me one time. I mean, this is kind of dumb, but um, before the election, there was this whole thing in Utah about, can Evan McMullen pull off an upset victory where they would have to, you know, there would be a three-way tie and nobody had enough to win, and then the electors got to pick who it was or whatever. And so I made a program that statistically figured out what the odds of that were happening, and it was basically impossible. And I sent it to my local newspaper, but I never got any kind of response or anything like that. And then the next day, I saw an article from 538, the political blog, and they had a similar article, but he kind of all painted it out like, well, it could maybe here are the scenarios where it could happen. But he didn't have the additional analysis that I had, which was based on the polling that the states that Trump would have to lose and that Hillary would have to win and vice versa, in order to make that situation happen, it was basically impossible because they would all move one way. And anyways, so they didn't have that. And I was like, my article was better. And the newspaper just ignored it. Whatever. Oh, man. Okay, so let's post the cryptocurrency charts. Well, I guess I got scared out of my position. If I had held through it, I probably could have gotten my $100. But that's okay. I did the right thing. I think I did the right thing. Should we change the name of this video? Do you guys have a better name for the video than just non-farm madness? Which one is it? Oh, here it is. It's the 6th day, right? We had so many funny things. What's IQ got here? I don't understand that chart that you posted, IQ. Oh, are those your entries? Oh, hey, those ones are not bad at all, my friend. Not bad at all. Those are some good picks. It's interesting the way that they moved after they came off of the 27.5, huh? That was before Larry, huh? Yeah, it was. So it was before Larry, and then they came up. Do you think maybe somebody was placing a bet that Larry was going to say something that would help him? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think they could retrace a lot of this. Yeah, I don't know about that one. And did Bitcoin do anything while we were yapping? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Oh, you smashed the bid. That was a great joke, man. I'm gonna share that with my Utah friends. That was a good one. You know what? Some of the things about the liquor laws are BS. Like, I'll be totally honest with you. Like, I have an opinion on this that is kind of like on my part, um, not cool, I guess. Like, here's the thing. From a freedom and what laws should be and every other perspective, okay, the liquor laws in Utah are dumb. Okay, like the way that they have to do it at club and the percentage of alcohol that you're allowed to have and everything else like that is just government shouldn't have that kind of power. Government shouldn't be have a monopoly on selling alcohol. It's dumb. And I don't think it should be like that. But here's the thing. The reason why I say that I have an opinion on it that is kind of dumb is like, even though I know that that shouldn't be the law, I really like that it is. Like, I like that it's almost impossible to run into a drunk in Utah. I like that about it. I like that the culture is that when you go to a restaurant that people aren't drinking. It's selfish. It's selfish on my part, you know? But that's Utah. But it's changing. Like, they're allowing higher alcohol content in the grocery stores now. So it's better for that. Mm-mm-mm. IQ says entries called here. Oh, did you call those ones in here? Yeah, those were good. Those were pretty good. Like, I just like the you caught the swing almost perfect on both of those. IQ was really impressive, dude. Alligator says that we're at a balance area at 129. Well, 31 half. He might be right, but the E-mini's still kind of going. Wonder if they keep going. Mm. What do I want to say? Oh, yeah. So anyways, I guess that's it, guys. You know what? I should be dumb. Like, I should just end it. Like, I should have a good ending. It's okay. You know what, guys? Good day. If you haven't already hit that like button, hit that like button. I had a lot of people viewing today, by the way. Yeah, we're getting pretty big. Guys, thank you very much. Of course, the video will be up a little bit later, so let me know how you guys did. Looks like you guys did well, so I think you should share it and let people know. And, of course, like the video. And I will see you guys on Monday, all right? And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends.